What's up? Guys, welcome back on TFD. We bringing you some huge breaking news, straight out of Indy. And trust me, this one is big. We just got a brand new update on the Caitlin Clark. Now listen, this one came right from the Indiana Fever front office, so you already know it's legit. Remember how they just picked up Odyssey Sims on that hardship deal? Well, I honestly didn't think we'd even be talking about Caitlin coming back this soon. Earlier this week, ESPN was saying she might be ready by August 12th, so I had my mind set on that. But nah, this news just hit the pipeline, and we gotta break it down. Let's pull it up. Boom, right there in black and white. Caitlin Clark's groin injury is now listed as a game time decision. That's right. Game time decision. Guys, this changes everything. If Caitlin is about to step back on that court, we're talking box office. We haven't seen her play since the start of July, and most folks thought she'd be out until late August. But now, she might be lacing him up tomorrow. And get this, the Fever's next game? It's against Paige Bueckers. Yeah, that Paige. We all know the internet's been eating up the Paige versus Caitlin debates for years. Well, if Caitlin suits up, all that talk about who's better is about to get settled, live and in real time. Man, I'm just saying, I hope she plays, because tomorrow could be must-see basketball. Alright, guys, we've got a couple of big updates to dive into today, and both are pretty interesting. First off, Natasha Howard just dropped some comments that I think are worth talking about. Honestly, her words have a much more positive tone, something that really fits a winning culture and keeps that true team-first energy alive. Now here's the kicker. Inside those comments, Natasha might have slipped us a little clue about when Caitlin Clark could be making her return. You know we've been talking about this for weeks now. I've been saying August 12th, that's a game against the Dallas Wings. ESPN still has that same date circled, but there's also chatter out there about August 11th being the clearance date. No game that day though, so realistically, August 12th still makes the most sense. And when you look at the schedule right after that, Caitlin would get a nice mix of games to ease back in. Dallas Wings, Washington Mystics, and then the struggling Connecticut Sun squad. Yeah, the same Sun team that doesn't even have JCS Sheldon anymore. She's with the Mystics now. Then, boom, 2 straight marquee matchups against the Lynx on Friday and Sunday. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's circle back to Natasha's comments. Here's what she said. We will always be fighting for each other, but we feel this fight is a little different with our girls out of the lineup. All the hard work they've put in over this season won't go unnoticed. Win or lose, just know we are fighting to the end for Sydney, Caitlin Clark, and Ari McDonald. See you soon, Caitlin Clark. Now that last part, see you soon, Caitlin Clark. Yeah, that's the line everyone's talking about right now. It lines up perfectly with the August 12th prediction. And if that happens, Caitlin would have 11 games to get playoff ready. And speaking of the playoffs, right now, the Fever are looking at either the Atlanta Dream or Phoenix Mercury in the first round. And let me tell you, a Mercury matchup would be drama-filled. You've got the Dewana Bonner, Stephanie White subplot, Sophie Cunningham going up against her old team. There's going to be storylines everywhere you look. Oh, and before I forget, the Fever also just signed a new guard. We'll break that down in a second, but first, let's just say this. If Caitlin is really about to come back, the WNBA might have its most watched stretch of games yet. Alright, Fever fans. We've got some roster news out of Indy. The Indiana Fever have officially signed Odyssey Sims to a hardship contract. So, first things first. Welcome to Indy, Odyssey. Let's pull up her profile real quick. Sims is a 5 feet 8 inches guard, a veteran in this league at 33 years old, and she's got a pretty strong resume. We're talking about a former WNBA All-Star, 2019 All-WNBA, and a 2014 All-Rookie Team selection. She's been around, she's produced, and she's had some really solid seasons in her career. Looking at her numbers, back in the day, she put up some impressive scoring, averaging 16 a game in college, then carrying that over into the league. She's had multiple seasons in double digits, including a 17.2 points per game stretch with Dallas. That dipped a bit when she went to LA, but last year she still managed just under 10 points a night, along with about 3 rebounds and 3.5 assists. One thing I'll say, Sims has had 4 seasons where she averaged over 5 assists per game, so she can definitely facilitate. Now, she's not the strongest three-point shooter, and her overall field goal percentage has floated under that 40% mark at times, which isn't ideal, but she makes up for some of that by being a pretty reliable free throw shooter. So no, she's not coming in to be a lights-out perimeter threat. But if Caitlin Clark is about to come back soon, that's fine. Sims' ability to handle the ball, run the offense, and add some veteran leadership could be exactly what this Fever squad needs in the short term. Odyssey Sims on Caitlin Clark, mid-June last year.
I mean, everybody's been watching Caitlin. She's a great player. She's playing at a very high level, especially with her assists. Like, there's a lot of shots she turned down because she was looking for her teammates. I mean, that just speaks volume of how she is as a player. I don't know her as a person, but she's a great player. What she does, what she's been doing since game one till now. Got nothing but respect for her. She did her thing tonight. Just awesome all around.
All right, so here's the deal. I actually like Natasha Howard's comments way more than what we've been hearing from Coach Stephanie White lately. Natasha's words feel genuine, uplifting, and team-focused. Stephanie's? Honestly, they came off like she was trying to downplay the importance of the best player on this roster. And that's always going to be a problem. Of course, some people on Twitter lost their minds over me saying that. I had folks calling me unhinged, cussing me out, the whole 9 yards. I even tagged Scott Agnes like, "Hey, is this one of your people? You once called us the dark side. Well, here's your good side going wild in my mentions." It's crazy. You can't even have an opinion on the WNBA without somebody going off the rails. But anyway, quick side note. For those asking about Angel Reese, ESPN has her return pegged for the 13th. A lot of people thought maybe she was done for the season, but no. Supposedly it's been a back issue, day to day. Honestly, her situation feels pretty similar to Caitlin Clark's. And if I'm being straight with you, I don't think Angel's exactly in love with Tyler Marsh either. Now, credit where it's due. Before she went out, Angel had been improving. Over those last 5 weeks she was playing, she got way more selective with her shots. Her field goal percentage shot up. She was scoring efficiently, still hitting the boards, and even though her offensive rebounds dipped, she's still leading the league in total rebounds. That's what I've been saying. Work on your craft. Don't waste time calling fan bases racist, and your game will speak for itself. Back to the Fever. It feels like we're getting close to Caitlin's return. I hope so, because even when they win, these games have been rough to watch. And yeah, I'm putting that on Stephanie White's system. I look at sports as entertainment, and this style, it's just not fun TV. Even with Caitlin out there sometimes, I'm sitting there thinking, man, give me Christy sides back, at least that was exciting. And I'm not apologizing for saying that. Sports are entertainment. That's why we watch the NFL. It's fun, it's electric, it makes you want to come back for more. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily Fever and WNBA updates.